Hello. So I want to talk about the growth that I have seen in Julie's improvements throughout the years of being in school with her. Um, so I have a lot of notes, so I'm trying to organize them all to make sure I get everything that I wanted to say. But first of all, Julie has been such a role model for me, and I look up to her for so much of her skills. And it's been great to see along the last 4 years of her improvements because I've learned so much and then I can make improvements in my work as well. So it's really great to see. I remember one of our first ASL presentations of the storytelling of a children's book. And I think she was the student that had the same story as someone else in our program. And so they were both using the ASL presentations on the same story. And she did not let that bother her. Both students did a great job and making their own way of how to tell the story. And I just remember her being so confident and just standing up there. It didn't look like, I know we all were nervous, but she just didn't make it seen at all. She just did a great job of standing up there. And I loved her story, and I think it was really clear. And I was just like in awe. I'm like, wow, she's really hitting this hard right away. So it was really cool to see that. But throughout the years, I've seen so much more improvement. So looking back at that and then our work these last couple of years, it's been cool to see how great she was then and how much she's even improved since then. So, and then I loved her yoga presentation, and just seeing the growth from that has been huge. But I just remember that, and I remember all of us breathing together, and that was just such an awesome piece to add to it. Because not only could she have a second to breathe, is of course that's what's part of her yoga presentation, and for deaf community, I think that's awesome. And then for the whole crowd audience to do that too. So I remember that piece specifically. And then, like I said before, we haven't had a whole lot of, since our ASL classes were done, we were just focusing on interpreting. So we didn't have a lot of chances to see our ASL before starting interpreting classes this last couple of years. So I've seen a lot of short discussion videos. So it's really awesome to see how much growth during that time that we weren't able to see until these last couple of years. And so I've just seen her work so hard, and all the extra outside resources that she's been getting. I know she has a mentor and a tutor, and it just really shows that she goes above and beyond to try to do whatever she can to improve. So some specifics that I've seen, and I've learned a lot from her. So I've got a chance to be peer analysis partners with her these last 2 years. So one last year that I can remember, and then one really recently. And so seeing the improvements from both of those has been great too. She does a really good job back channeling. So one of her recent interpretations for her live interpretation, and I'm not sure if you guys have viewed that, but it's awesome. The recording didn't work very well, but she still posted it, and we were able to talk about it. And just the way, what I have seen in the video, just the way she handled everything, she was giving great back channeling cues. And even in the videos that we have to watch that aren't live, that we're watching, she is still doing back channeling, even though it's not live. She's still using that feature and getting in that habit. So when she did do her live interpretation, she could incorporate that. So it was really cool to see that. And she did such a great job in that interpretation of the content that they were talking about. They're talking about yachts and the sloughs and the different terms of yachts that I had no idea, and she had no idea of what the content was going to be. She just let it flow, and there was a lot of other people or a person in the background kind of chiming in, and she did such a great job ignoring that, and just really that I could just tell that she's focused in on her interpretations, and with the back channeling and not paying attention to the demands that come up that are distracting, and that goes along too with if she does make an error in her interpretations, she just keeps the flow. She stays professional. She doesn't let it distract her. And so, again, just that distraction piece that happens in our interpretations, she just doesn't let it bother her. She is so focused and determined to just keep going on and not let that. And that's another thing I just thought of. I know there's been videos where she's been started and she's like, oh my goodness, like something went wrong. And so she would want to start over. And I think that happens with a lot of us. And so she did that at the beginning, when we were first starting interpreting. And now she's realized you're not going to be able to just push pause and start over in a real interpretation. So she goes on and she doesn't watch the video, 100 times before. She uses the natural ability that she has to get in that good habit of just being able to interpret. So I know she views it just a couple times, and if she makes a mistake, she keeps it professional, just keeps going. So some other things that I've noticed, she's great at receiving feedback. She wants to know everything. She's like just laid all out there because she wants to learn from her mistakes, and that's just been awesome to learn from, because I know sometimes we can be a little bit hesitant, and she just like, nope, laid out out there. She's like, I want to learn the best way I can. And that's just really inspiring to me. I'm just checking my notes here just to see if I missed anything. Yes, that was the last thing I was going to say. And I could keep going on because I have all these notes, but her visual and conceptual language is phenomenal. Like, for example, in the wedding planner, when they're talking about what day she wanted the wedding, like we said day, like when or whatever, and she laid out a calendar, and there's a calendar, which day, and like talked about it that way, and just to go there. And she didn't think twice about it. And because I gave her that feedback, she's like, oh yeah, like that just came naturally to her. So it's been really great to see that progression over the years, because I know a lot of us are stuck on the English word, and she just like, nope, it's a calendar, and I'm going to point to the day and what day is it, and it's so visual. And I know she's been working on that a lot with her tutor. I know she said that she gives her a sentence or two, and she only has 3 words to explain that sentence. And you can really tell that's been working, that she's been working on that and making improvements. So she's been amazing. I've learned so much from Julie. I can't wait till the next year and seeing how far she moves in this last year as well. So